Hi everyone, my name is Dave Kramer and I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I had the hyperacusis surgery done by Dr. Silverstein in late August in Sarasota. I flew out and then I spent a week down in Sarasota and flew back to Scottsdale right after Labor Day. And I wanted to share with you my story because I've lived with hyperacusis for ever since college, so over 30 years. And so I wanted to give people in the audience a feel for what it was like. So maybe you could compare your symptoms to what I was going through and then kind of tell you what it's like post surgery, because it's been almost 3 months now since I've had the surgery. And I'll just start out by saying it's been life changing the most dramatic, positive, fantastic way. So I can't even tell you how happy I am I've had the surgery done. And it literally has changed. Again, it's kind of brought me my life back. So let me just go into a little bit about what it was like to live with this prior to it, so you can kind of compare notes of if you're considering having the surgery. So number one, I noticed I was different in college, right? When I would go out with my friends to a football game or a concert or a bar or any public event that was loud, I noticed that not only were my ears ringing really loud while I was there, but sounds actually hurt my ears. And I would always say to my friends, does this hurt your ears? This is really loud in here. And they're like, no, what's wrong with you? And so, what was worse than that of actually just being at the event was the next day or the day after, it would really, really hurt. Like my ears would fill up, which would feel like going up in an airplane. But they never would pop like they do in an airplane. And so when I would, kind of get through life over the next several days after being out, it would just hurt. Sounds would hurt my ears, and it was super sensitive, to the point where if someone dropped a fork into a sink, I would actually just jump, and I would just be like, "Wow, that really hurts." There was several instances throughout my life where, it was very difficult. It changed kind of the course of my life, and it changed, who I was and my personality, because it was depressing, and it was tough to live with because people would ask you to go to events. I'm a very social person, and I feel like I've got a good personality. I had a lot of friends, and they would always ask me to go do things. I would be like, no, I can't go. My ears are too sore. I got to recover from the. I went out Friday and it's Monday, and I'm still recovering from Friday. So it was like an ear hangover, and it was very difficult to live with. So. Um, I guess what started out was maybe going to see a band that was out, listening to a jukebox in a bar that was out. It got to the point where it just kind of collapsed on me, where I couldn't ride in the car with my windows down or the sunroof open. Little things, just walking into a public place where there was a lot of people talking, it would just, first of all, hurt my ears, and it would really just over the next day or two really make me just miserable. So of course I started turning events down. It was just tough for me to go out in public, and it was tough having a normal life with it. So with all that said, it was just a very difficult way to get through life. But I did meet someone at a hearing test that hooked me up with earplugs. So the only way I managed it really with the bulk of my life was wearing musicians' earplugs. I would put them in when I'd go out in public, and it would help dampen the noise. And that's kind of how I got through life in general with the noises of the world. So I found Dr. Silverstein. I was a little skeptical because I know it's probably groundbreaking and new, to the hyperacusis society, the people that live with this. And so I was a little skeptical going into this, and I kind of want to know what the people that had the surgery, what their life was like prior to the surgery, so I could kind of compare and say, "Gee, that's me." And as I watched a video on some of the people that gone through the surgery, I realized, I go, that's me to a T. Like I was just so excited to see people that had the same problem as me and that it was fixed. So, and I can sit here today and tell you that I am 100% happier. I mean, after the surgery, it was just really life changing. So I had the surgery. It was very painless. I mean, you go under, you don't know anything, and the recovery was pretty simple. I mean, you've got packing in your ear for about 6, 7 days, and when they take the packing out, it's kind of like, okay, let's test this out. And I remember driving from Sarasota to Tampa to catch a flight the next, after they pulled the packing out. And I was driving over a steel bridge. There's a bridge, the huge bridge going back to Tampa, as you probably all know. And it didn't hurt my ears. And that used to drive me crazy. Like sounds like that in a car, the road noise of a steel bridge was very difficult for me to manage. And when I went over this bridge, I was like, wow, this doesn't even hurt. It was like the sound was just dampened, not muted, but just I would say dampened is probably the best way to put it. And so I rolled the windows down in my car while I was driving, 65 miles an hour over the bridge, and that didn't hurt. And literally, I gotta be honest. Tears were kind of streaming down my face as I was driving over the bridge. I was kind of like, wow, I think this really worked. But I was still skeptical because I hadn't really tested it in different loud situations. It was just a bridge in a car, right? So I thought, well, let's give it some time. So it's been 3 months now, and I've been to several different, loud events, which what I would consider loud, whether it be a gymnasium basketball game. I went and saw some violin players that were plugged into an electric speaker, and I sat in the front row with no earplugs in. And first of all, it didn't hurt while I was sitting there. So that was the first sign that I was like, I think this is like really, really, I'm cured, right? So it didn't hurt. And I told my wife, I said, I think I'll really know the next few days, because this was something that would put me in bed, literally with a pillow over my head prior to the surgery if I had gone to a concert like this. I woke up the next day, I had no pain, and I had no problems. And so all I can say is, I'm 1,000% happy that I went through this. My wife says I'm a new person. We used to sit at a happy hour or something, or a restaurant, and I would always say, "Are you done with your drink? Let's go home. I really got to get out of here. I got to get out of here." I always had to leave a loud place because it was just painful for me to sit there, and I knew if I sat there too long, I would feel the repercussions over the next few days. Now when I go out, I sit there totally relaxed, wanting to stay wherever we are, enjoying life, and I'm engaged in the conversations that are around me, because I'm not sitting there thinking, "Oh, my ears are killing me, and this sound hurts and that sound hurts." All that is gone now, and it's just an unbelievable, life-changing event, and I just wanted to share that with you. And I think Dr. Silverstein, you're my hero. I mean, you changed my life, and I just want to tell you thank you again. And it's been such a wonderful past 3 months. I wish I would have found you earlier. I wish this was done 30 years ago, but we're not looking in the past, we're looking in the future. And I can totally enjoy the rest of my life living this way and being normal. And my friends and family have just noticed a complete change in, I'm just less stressed out, and I'm just less, anxious, because when you live with something like this, it can, depression can set in, and that's pretty normal, because you're not doing the things in life that you want to be doing. And now I'm just doing all those things in life. So the recovery was very easy, and it was not painful at all. And when they pulled the packing out, I'm just the happiest guy in the world right now. So thank you again. I hope you get something out of this video. I'd be more than willing to take a call from anyone that would want to talk personally. I feel that strongly about having the surgery and getting your life back. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.